Thank you for joining us. You have tuned in to the Post Route with your host, W. Earl Kitchings.
Good evening and welcome to the Post Route, the show where we dive deep into conversations with Black quarterbacks, both past and present. I'm your host, W. Earl Kitchings. This show is proudly brought to you by Quarter Five Back, the preeminent fraternity for Black quarterbacks and home of the prestigious BIP Memorial Trophy, the only award that honors both the top HBCU quarterback and the top black quarterback from high schools across the country. We're thrilled to have you with us tonight. And if you enjoy what we're doing here at Quarter Five Back, we only ask you to do a few simple things. Subscribe to what we're doing. Hit the bell for the notifications so you can get notifications about our episodes. Hit the like button or just become a supporter through either our teammate or our supporter memberships. Just that simple. Join us live every Monday night at 7 p.m. for more phenomenal conversations with quarterbacks from the past and present. Tonight, another great show because we're doing something that is probably a little bit different than maybe other people do things, but not only are we tracking quarterbacks at the high school level, the collegiate level, the pro level, but tonight we're going to take it all the way down to the middle school level. That's right. We found a phenomenal guy who's doing some things at his middle school that grabbed our attention here at the Post Route and Quarter Five Back that we felt we just had. It was one of those things where, where you have a burn for something. Yeah, we just got to have this guy. Well, tonight our guest is that guy that we just had to have him on. And we're excited about that. And he's going to talk to us about some things he's been doing at the middle school level and going forward. We got him. We got his dad. We're going to talk some football. We're going to talk just life. So we're going to bring that to you a little later. But before we do that, as always, we want to bring you our rankings, our watch list, and we're going to start with our HBCU watch list, week 13 for December the 4th, 2024, this week. And we are narrowing down. We are getting very close to who's going to be on the ballot for the 2024 BIP Memorial Trophy. And right now, things are really, really looking great for us. Several teams have already finished the season. One or two teams still have some time to go. So we're looking forward to doing that as we go forward. We're getting ready to bring you who's going to be our nominees for the HBCU candidacy for the BIP Memorial Trophy. But for our watch list this week, at number 10, Mark Wright of Virginia Union. At number 9, Darius Ocean, Johnson C. Smith. At number 8, Romello Williams from Virginia State. These guys have maintained this position for the last few weeks. They are all out of the CIAA. At number 7, Eric Phoenix from South Carolina State. And you'll get a chance to see him in a couple of weeks as he takes the South Carolina State Bulldogs to Atlanta, Georgia to fight it out to see who will become the 2024 National Black College Champions this year. At number 6, Mekhi Higgins from Arkansas Pine Bluff out of the SWAC. At number 5, Isaiah Knowles from Albany State. At number 4, moving up, Daniel Richardson finishing his career at Florida A&M, finishing right at about 26.62 on the yards and 23 touchdowns. At number 3, the gentleman we had on last week from Langston University out in Langston, Oklahoma, Torrance Bardell, the junior quarterback at 27.35. At number 2, this young man had a phenomenal season for Tennessee State. They went to the NCAA FCS playoffs and won their first game. And then they had a big game this past weekend where they played Montana out in Montana. They came up a little short, But Draylon Ellis is at our number 2 spot, finishing the season with 3,029 yards, 24 touchdowns. So phenomenal season for him. Congratulations to him and Coach Eddie George for a great season they had over in the Big South OVC. But the guy who is still at the top of the list, the remarkable, the outstanding guy from Clark, Atlanta, in Atlanta, Georgia, from the SIAC, David Wright, still at 3,271 and 31 touchdowns. That gentleman looks to be the front runner, as he has been for the last few weeks, to bring home the BIP Memorial. That takes care of our HBCU watch list. Now we want to go to our high school watch list and give you the guys who are on week 15 as they go into the state playoffs. And many of these guys, some of them have already completed their seasons. Some of them are still going. At number 15, Rashawn Truell out of New Hempstead in Savannah, Georgia, with 3,000 yards. Deuce Bailey out of Bowling Green High in Bowling Green, Kentucky at number 14. And Nino Yapor from Norland High School in Miami, Florida. 3,105 is his total, 20 touchdowns. At number 12, Chris Jimerson, North Crowley High out of Fort Worth, Texas. 32-10, 49 touchdowns. Coming in at number 11, DeAndre Williams, Anna, Texas, Anna High School. At number 10, Bryson Riggins from Russell County High in Sealy, Alabama, 32-51, 40 touchdowns. Coming in at number 9, Bryce Baker, East Forsyth in Kernersville, North Carolina. At number 8, the Phenom, Julian Juju Lewis out of Carrollton High School in Carrollton, Georgia, 32-72, 44 touchdowns. He is looking to play a very big ball game coming up this week, this Friday night, as they take on Buford in what will be the semifinals of the GSHA championships. At number 7, Cardia Collier out of Alvarado, Texas, Alvarado High School. Number 6, Jackson Bird, Cleveland High School in Clayton, North Carolina. At number 5, Antoine Hill, Houston County, Warner Robins, Georgia, 36-26, 44 touchdowns. At number 4, Keelan Russell, Duncanville High School out in Duncanville, Texas. At number 3, Jalen Hewitt, Havelock High, Havelock, North Carolina, 4,176 yards, 40 touchdowns. Coming in at number 2, the guy that we just always have to let you know threw for 800 plus yards this year, Peyton Houston, the sophomore out of Evangel Christian Academy out there in Shreveport. He's at 4,480. But the guy that's on top, and it's pretty much a lock that he's going to end up winning our award based on what the council, our voting council does. But Jordan Durham, Zarephath Academy, Jacksonville, Florida, 59 touchdowns, 5,886 yards. You heard me right, 5,886 yards. And he was playing in the state championship game for the Sunshine State Independent Athletic Association tonight against IMG White Academy of Florida. So we will bring you how that turned out. But if he has a great night tonight, if he just throws for 114 yards, he will hit the 6,000-yard mark. So those are our top 15 quarterbacks at the high school level as we do our watch list, as we get down to who will be the 2024 BIP Memorial Trophy winner for high schools. Now, with all that out the way, let me tell you about this young man who we're bringing with you tonight. He's just in the middle school, but he is remarkable. Hardworking, leadership, got arm strength. We have been enamored by him. He reached out to us and said, hey, he's going to follow us, and one day he's going to be a part of Quarter Five Back. Well, it came sooner than he probably expected, and he's going to be with us tonight from the feeder school over at Walton High School in Marietta, Georgia. Please welcome tonight to the post route with his dad, Jason O'Neill Sr. Jason O'Neill, the Thrill. Jason O'Neill, the Thrill Jr. Welcome to the post route, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man, it is our pleasure to have you and your dad to be on the show tonight because we have just become big fans of who you are and what you're doing. And we can't tell you how much we've been wanting to bring you on. Like I told my son, if he does one more thing on that football field, I'm going to bring him on the show. And man, when you ripped off that 70-yard run after you did a little shake and bake and took it 70 yards, I was like, that's it. I'm bringing him on the show. I got to find a way to bring him on because now I'm convinced he is a playmaker, man. So what has what's going on with you, man? You are such a phenomenal football player at the level you at. How does all this happen, man? Are you in somebody's playbooks? I mean, what's going on? I know your dad's getting you trained up, right? What's going on, Jason?
I mean, I haven't really been like all this gift and stuff has been like kind of natural. Like,
Okay.
but my dad has helped me a lot to like work on that natural skill, so that, like it doesn't go to waste. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I haven't been doing stuff outside of that. Like I've been working on my craft, staying locked in school, doing student athlete type of things.
Well, see, just by you say you're working on your craft lets me know, not only where you are in your game, but the maturity that you are displaying at this age level. Most kids not gonna say they're working on their craft, man. I mean, but you're being exposed to a lot of things that helps you grow and mature, and we see that, and we just appreciate the fact that you got two parents, especially your dad, who basically, want the best for you and want to give you all the opportunities and tools to be the best student athlete you can be, definitely the best quarterback you can be. So you've been playing this game since what, 3 years old?
Second grade. Ah, I wish. A lot better than
Second
I
grade?
was. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Second grade.
And you were playing Pop Warner football in second grade. Is that what happened?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And you've been a quarterback ever since then, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, what is it about being a quarterback that attracts you? What makes you want to be that person? Because there's a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They got to know all the plays. They got to know all the things that everybody's supposed to be doing. What makes that position attractive to Jason O'Neal Jr.?
I'm willing to take the risk of either doing a good or bad play. And if you do the good play, well, you're gonna get a lot of praise for it. But if you do, not so good things, you may get backlash from it. But I'm up to take that opportunity and chance.
Okay. And I'm sure with the game of football and in some of those very tight ball games, decision making, sometimes it's not always just you, but everybody can get off their game from time to time. Um, what would be one thing that would really throw you off your game when you're playing a game on the field?
Hmm. I mean, I'm not really sure. I mean,
So is it a defense in a blitz formation? Is it the fact that your receivers can't get open because your cornerbacks are just locking them down? I mean, because I know you got to
yeah.
process a lot of stuff.
I mean, in Carrollton, it was kind of like that. Like the defense all around was just really fast, and that was like the first game where I had to
Okay,
speed up everything that was happening, like
okay.
mentally and physically. I had to speed up everything.
Was that kind of different for you to have to be at an extra gear in order to use your speed a lot more?
Yeah, yes, sir. Like everything changed, and now like I gasped. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of gasped. I was like, "Whoa, they're fast!" Like I remember running the ball at the sideline, and some dude just hawked me, and I
Yeah.
and I didn't. Yeah, like first time I ever seen that happen too.
Okay. And when you went back and looked at it on film, did you see what kind of happened? Like, yeah, that guy's kind of fast for real.
Yeah, he great angle, great pursuit, just got to me.
Okay. Okay. So when you have those kind of games, that can make you have to readjust, and that's one of the things quarterbacks have to do. And thinking, I'm sure your dad has talked to you about thinking, processing. Do you think you process very well when you're on the field?
Yes, sir. Especially like game time. I feel like it takes me maybe a drive to realize what they're doing, so I know how to attack them. Like
Okay.
moving on.
Okay. All right. And do you think your teammates are processing at the same level, or you have to kind of bring them along?
I feel like they process it very good, but I feel like it's the little details that matter a lot.
Okay.
Like, and I feel like they see the big picture, but they don't see like the little things in that picture.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I feel like that's where I chip in.
All right. And being that you have been doing some extensive training, I know you've got one or two guys who are helping you with your skills and mechanics and things like that. Are they also working with you on, the thought process and processing? Are they helping you with that too?
Yes, sir. My quarterback coach, Coach Charlie,
Yeah.
he's been helping me a lot, like mentally and physically, about the game and even mentally just staying locked in the throwing session. I mean, physically hurts, but he mentally gets me locked in to do whatever is possible to win.
Okay. And how would you say your relationship with him is? Say after you play a game, do you and he talk about what happened? He looks at what happened and kind of gives you some critiques as to what you could have done and should be doing.
Yes, sir. Usually after a game, we meet up. We send him the film, and he goes over and usually like critiques what I could have done better or praises me on what I did really good, really well on.
Now, before y'all send the footage to the coach, I know you and that guy sitting next to you. Y'all go over that footage first. I know the two of you go over it. So your first quarterback coach is sitting right there. And how important has it been for your dad to kind of be your other eyes and mindset when you're playing football, Jason?
Um, I feel like he's been helping me a lot, like everything like outside that I really don't see, and
Okay.
he's been like helping me a lot with like reminding me, like like sometimes even the simple things that I just don't see, and even outside of football, he's been helping me a lot with just anything that I really don't see, and he reminds me.
Well, we all need a mentor. And we always grew up with our first mentor right there in our homes being our dad. So I'm sure he's a quality guy wanting to make sure you do some of those things. But to put you in the hands of professionals to help groom you and train you up, man, that says a lot about, him recognizing, what you really are and who you really are, and that, he believes in you. And that says a lot.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now after you finish all of that with going over the footage and stuff, now it's time for another game. How excited do you get about games? When does that excitement build up in you for a game? Is it like on game day or the day before?
I feel like the whole week I'll always be excited about something
Okay.
of the game, and I feel
Okay.
like I really get amped up uh when the Star Spangled Banner plays. We have to take off our
Okay.
helmets, and yeah, I
Okay.
feel like that's when I mentally lock in and get excited for the game.
Gotcha. 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 What was your toughest football game this past year?
My toughest football game this past year has probably been the game against Harrelton because
Okay.
that was the first game where I really had to like speed up my clock, speed up my thinking, and just everything. I, like just had to speed up a notch, and it took me a while to get up with those boys because their team speed, DBs can cover, uh, defensive line can get through, linebackers can also cover while blitzing. So they're overall just a really fast paced team.
And of course, what was your best game? What game did you enjoy? What game did you have the most fun in this year?
The game that I had the most fun in was probably South Cobb
Okay.
because it was the first like shootout game that has happened for me. So both offenses were going back and forth,
Okay.
and I think I had like 5 touchdowns, 3 passing, 2 rushing. So I feel like the accolades of that game were pretty good as well, and I had a lot of fun in that game too.
Now, how do you know when you're having fun in the game, Jason? I mean, how do you really know when you're having fun? I mean, I know the Carrollton game was a business game. I mean, I know that was business, but how do you know when you're really having fun out there on the field, man?
I feel like when I know I'm having fun when like the game completely just slows down, and I feel like I'm controlling the game.
Okay. Okay. And guys over there on the other side, they do a lot of trash talking to you.
I remember in the South Cal game too. I scrambled and I ran out of bounds, and I had about 5 dudes from the sideline saying I was scared to get hit, but I just chuckled. I mean, I got a career at it.
That's funny, man, to hear guys talk to you on the sideline. And again, that's just a distraction trying to get you off your game, man.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, and I think if you don't say anything, you leave them wondering, did he hear what we said? Did I don't think he's not scared. I mean,
Yeah.
they don't know. You just
Yes, sir.
smile, run back to the huddle,
Call next play.
next play. Then when you break one off and you end up in the end zone, you
Look
don't
at
have to
him.
say anything. Hey, Jason, you don't have to say nothing to a guy, but if you wink
Yeah.
at him, if you just give him a wink, he know.
Yeah, they don't understand.
Yeah, they understand. Like, yeah, wink, right, yeah. So that's great, man. That's great. I mean, because first and foremost, we want you to have fun out there, man. But when business comes down to business, that's the other thing. So
Yes,
now
sir.
the fact that you've been doing this since second grade, and I asked you earlier, uh, what guy do you try to, who has kind of impressed you, inspired you? Who did you tell me that was?
Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, Patrick Mahomes. Okay, and I told you you got that Patrick Mahomes hairstyle going.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and if you wear enough red, man, you might look like another Patrick Mahomes with all that commercials he does and the State Farm commercials and everything else. What is so impressive about Patrick Mahomes to you, Jason, that makes you feel like you like his game?
I mean, there'll be plays where with any other quarterback the play would be dead, but
Yeah,
he'll somehow, some way make make it out of something. Turn something or turn nothing to
nothing
something. And
into
just like
something.
that.
Yeah, yeah. And of course, the pressure is on him too. I mean, it may look
Yeah.
easy, but that pressure is real. So the game that you played against Carroll, that's probably like what he has to deal with all the time because they're bigger, stronger, faster, as they say in the pros, man. So, um, and do you try to do some of those sidearm throws?
Is that sorry?
I said, do you try to do some of those sidearm throws?
Oh yeah. I mean here and there if I need to get around the defender, you know, I'll do my best to try to imitate
Okay. What's your favorite pass route to throw?
pass routes.
Yeah, what
Um
pass route? When the coach called this particular pass route or pass play, it's like, yeah, that's one of my favorites. I love throwing that particular
I would say my favorite pass route is probably a corner route.
corner.
I my tight end Deacon Fleur, he used to get open a lot on that corner route. Just
Okay.
Deacon up to him. Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at the footage, man. That was a kind of a big guy to be playing tight end. I wasn't no small guy out there playing tight end. So I think I lost your voice. Did I lose him? You there? Okay. So okay. Now, as you continue to grow in this, do you just see yourself being a quarterback? And because a lot of times uh, things happen and folks want you to play a different position. Is this something you just want to be? That's all you want to be? I'm not sure. I lost the. Yeah, yeah. Your mic is muted. Yeah, it's showing. Okay, there you go. So, quarterback, is that your passion? Is that what you love to do? Is that what you want to be? That's the only thing you want to be.
Oh yes, sir. This is the only thing I want to do.
All
Committed
right.
to.
Okay. Well, stay committed to that because uh, no matter what happens. And I'll tell you a quick story. There was a guy some years ago. that played middle school football, and he was a quarterback. He was a real small guy, but his dad had worked with him and trained him up so that he knew football backwards and forward. And I know your dad will appreciate this. So when he left middle school, because he led his middle school to 3 straight middle school championships here in the city of Jacksonville. But everybody always said, well, he was too small. So when he got to high school, they were still saying, well, he's too small. But the thing that made the difference is he knew football like nobody's business, man. I mean, so he eventually came to my high school, won us a state championship his senior year. He went to Valdosta State and won the national championship his first year at Valdosta State. His name was Ivory Durham IV. And yeah, he's about 5'10", 5'11".
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I've had coaches say, well, he's so small. I said, man, forget how small he is. Look at all the intangibles of knowing the game. You know, he can make all the reads. He can make all the throws. I told my oldest son, I said, if he transferred to my high school on a Monday, he would be my starting quarterback Monday at practice. That's how good he was because he knew the game. So the guy we listed on our watch list, Jordan Durham, that's his younger brother. So
okay.
yeah, but Ivory ended up being the all-time passer at my high school, man. So I'm just saying that if that's what your passion is, and that's if you believe in you, Jason, don't let nobody take that away from you, man. Because hey, you can always roll out. And Jason Senior, I used to say, hey, man, if he don't know the plays, if it breaks down, just turn into Michael Vick, man. Okay, just turn
Safest thing to do.
and take
Use
off.
those legs.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
use your legs. You know,
Use those
use your
legs.
legs. So Jason, I'm noticing that you're wearing number 5, man. I mean, is that a particular quarterback that you like, or you just 5 is your number?
I mean, I always felt like 5 was my number. I wore it in 2nd grade, and
Okay.
yeah, I feel like that's my number.
All right. I didn't know if you'd seen some clips on Donovan McNabb or not.
Oh, I heard about him too.
You heard about him? Okay.
Mhm.
When I ask guys about quarterbacks, the first guy they always tell me is, well, Michael Vick. Well, now it's Lamar Jackson. You know,
Yes, sir.
Lamar Jackson. I'm like, yeah, Lamar's good. And he had a tough ball game last night. That was tough. And Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley, man, they can do some things.
Tough.
Oh man. So I know you said Patrick Mahomes. Is there anybody else's game you like to watch when they're playing? I mean, not that you have to emulate them, but anybody else you like watching play the game, Jason?
I mean, I like Joe Burrow's mechanics, polished, sound, mechanically sound, and Josh Allen's like his grit and him like fighting to get a first down and lowering his head to like get a first down is like pretty cool.
Okay. All right. I respect that, man. I respect that. So great. Well, hey, look, we're gonna take this quick time out, man, and let you guys, grab a drink of water or something and come back and finish up our interview with Jason the Thrill O'Neal Jr. here on the Post Route. Stay with us. We'll be back in about 60 seconds. This is the Post Route. We'll be back after we take these quick timeouts. And as always, we like to tell you about what's going on in our part of the world. So first and foremost, if you haven't gotten you a copy, you need to get you a copy of the book that got all of this started, The Forgotten QBs, the little-known history, information, and statistics about Black quarterbacks in American college football. That's where all this got started. So if you're interested in that book, go to our website, quarterfiveback.com. Click on the book icon and order your book. You can Zelle it to us. Zelle us your payment. It's only $35, and we'd appreciate it. But you need to have this book in your library. And once you get it, I guarantee you that if you get it, you won't put it down because it's got so much information, statistics, bios. It is full. So please get you a copy of The Forgotten QBs. Go to our website and Zelle us your payment at 904-994-2189. Now, the other thing is we have started to do our merchandising. So this is the logo t-shirt for Quarterfied Back. We've got 3 different shirts that we're marketing, but this one is the premier shirt that we want everybody to order and get. Again, you can go to our website and Zelle it to us at 904-994-2189. Give us your size and tell us you want the official logo t-shirt. If you don't want the logo t-shirt that we're now selling for $25 now through the end of the year, you can get our Q5B shirt. It's a black and white t-shirt for only $15. Order through the same places. And if you become a supporter of Quarterfied Back, because we're now doing this, as you see, we are the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks. You can become a supporter for $4.40. Again, you can just send it to us on Zelle, and you'll get your certificate as a supporter and your decal. Or if you want to get the other t-shirt, the other Q5B t-shirt in 2 colors on a heather gray, you get that with our teammate membership of $44, your certificate, and your decal. We're wanting to make all of this easy for you to support us. And if you don't support us monetarily, all I can tell you is subscribe to us, follow us, whatever you can do. Tell people about who we are and what we're doing, because we are the preeminent fraternity for black quarterbacks. And our mission is to preserve the legacies of these young men who've played the game, who are playing the game, and guys who are rising to play this game, like our guest tonight, Jason O'Neal Jr. So that's who we are here at Quarterfied Back. Please support our efforts and take advantage of one of these opportunities that we're presenting to you tonight. We're going to get back to our show with our guest tonight, Mr. Jason the Thrill O'Neal Jr. Hey, Jason Sr. and Jason Jr., welcome back to the Post Route. Man, this is such a joy to have you guys here tonight.
Thank you.
Jason Sr., let me ask you a quick question, man.
Sure.
How easy has it been for you to work with your son to get him to this point, man? Because I know things can be challenging, but how easy has it been for you?
Extremely easy. There was a point probably around 3rd, 4th grade somewhere where he really didn't want to play football. He had no interest. And so he took 2 years off. He didn't play 3rd, didn't play 4th. And so the bug kind of bit him again 5th grade. And from that point forward, it's been easy because he's a junkie. And I say that he loves football. And I'll come in and I'll ask him, what are you watching? And he'll name some obscure game that, I'll be honest, if it's not a big game, I'm not watching. But he watches every little thing from high school, college, professional. He comes from, my family we're big sports junkies. And so he comes from a long line. His grandfather the same way, will watch anything. So it's been pretty simple to get him to work. He just loves football. Sports in general, but football because that's his thing.
I can't complain about that, man. My dad was a high school football coach. And
me too.
I like people that my dad coached, the great Bob Hayes.
Okay.
In high school.
Yeah.
Discovered Bob
from
Hayes.
The Cowboys.
Yeah. The guy who created the zone defense. There was no zone until he came along. But with that blazing speed of 9-1 in the 100-yard dash, man, they could not defend him. So they had to find another way to stop him.
Another way, yeah. There's no man-to-man for that.
No, there was no man-to-man for that, man. So when he got off the line, he used to tell Don Meredith and Roger Staubach, just throw it, I'll go get it.
I'll go get it, yep.
And that's what he used to do. But, yeah, I grew up in a family, man, where my dad, football was just first nature to me, of course, big to him. So, yeah, I've been around it all my life. And, when you watch it as much as you and I, Jason, we watch it, have seen it so many games, man, and get focused in on the little things. And that's why I was glad to hear Jason say, focus in on the little things, because that makes the difference. So to hear that, you guys have a relationship building, and he probably needed that 2 years off, man, to refocus and realize what he really wanted to do.
Yeah.
So how easy was it or how easy is it to get him to do all the training? Because that extra work, man, that's another entity and another thing that not everybody
In
wants to do.
itself, no. That's probably, we call that the dirty work. And it's easy to get him because I make everything competitive. And we're competitive people by nature. He has three sisters. And so the house is full of competition one way or the other. And so I teach him to look at the work as a challenge, right? And to compete against himself and to see once his mind locks in on something, what the potentials are, they're limitless. And
Yeah.
so you've watched him over time take things that he would initially, his eyes got big, like, you want me to do what? And once I talk to him and explain to him how his mind will unlock the ability to go get what that is, he's able to do it. And so now it becomes a labor of love. He's seeing a change in his body. He's seeing a change in his confidence level. He's stronger. He wants to wrestle me all the time. And
Yeah.
so it's been a change. It's given him a level of confidence at school, in the street, at playing his game, where he's just confident in who he is and his ability to be the person that we know he's supposed to be. So,
Well, kudos again, man, to you and your wife and your entire family, because a strong family unit makes for strong children, and that leads over into them having strong children when they have families. So kudos
sure.
to you, man, for working with your son the way you're doing. Kudos to Jason Jr., man, for embracing what you're teaching him without any resistance to it, but embracing it, because it definitely makes him a better person.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Well,
We appreciate that. Thank you.
I mean, so you got three sisters in the house, man. I can just imagine how much competition you have to deal with them around, man. Do they
Yeah.
pick on you?
Yeah. I mean, not as much anymore, but like maybe fifth grade, I got picked on a lot, but like out of love, like not out of hate. More out of love.
Okay. Now, Jason, I already know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. Who's the biggest fan in the house?
Probably fans, because my dad and mom are like, because my mom loves me, like mother son relationship, but I feel like my dad, like all the sacrifices and everything that he does for me to just see me like grow and to like see me develop, like not even as a football player, but just as a person.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd have to say my dad.
Well, I asked that question that way because I know your dad knew why I asked it that way. Because it's like, yeah, man, we know, because you know why? I'm gonna tell you why. It's your mom. Because anytime you see pro players get on TV, who do they always say hello to?
Mothers.
Okay, hey mom. Man, dad sitting over like, man, I done done all this
What
work,
about me?
and he don't give me no love. But yeah, I understand. But moms are I would say the biggest fans, because
Sure.
man, when they get excited and riled up, man, and they get that fever about them at your football games, your dad got to calm her down. Like, calm down. No, I'm not gonna go. No, they hit my baby like
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that.
every week. That's every week.
Yeah, like we
Absolutely.
have video recordings of her like screaming, like whoever has the ball, she's like, go, and start screaming.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yeah.
like during the games, I like look up at him, give him a thumbs up, just check on him,
Okay.
say I'm good.
And I guarantee you, man, if you get hit on the field and they take you to the sideline, before your dad can even move, she's already on the sideline
Mhm.
trying to figure out
That's
what's wrong.
true.
Yeah, I know how it goes, man. I know it. So yeah, that was a setup question, but I wanted to hear your answer anyway. I know how that goes. So um, we're looking at the 2025 season coming up, guys. Your dad and I have spoken. So what are some of the things that you got a big All-Star game coming up at the end of the month? Talk a little bit about this All-Star game, both of you guys. I mean, because I never heard of this game. So talk a little bit about that, Jason Senior.
Yeah, he's going to play in the Georgia Elite Classic All-Star game. He's excited about that. It's I believe they have from seventh up through high school, and it's just a collection of great athletes that come together. Rusty Manziel, who's a part of On Three Sports, and Score Atlanta are the ones that put the game on, so the game will be televised. And it's just a great opportunity to be seen and compete. And really, that's the one word that I always stress to him.
Yeah.
We live in an era where people run from competition. And so he has to be willing, no matter where he goes, to compete. And if you compete, you lay it all out, then you've done all that you can do, but never be afraid of competition. So we're excited to go out and just compete against the best.
And you said that game's going to be on TV?
Yes, sir. I believe it streams on the Peachtree Network, and that Peachtree Network shows all of the high school stuff here in Georgia. So if you pull up the Peachtree Network, you should be able to on December 20th. I believe his game is at 9, and December 28th, 9 a.m., and then it runs all the way through the day with different games. So they open with 7th graders, and that's them.
At 9 o'clock.
Sure. Yes, sir.
So, Jason, how do you feel about being in an All-Star game, man? I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
I'm pretty excited. It's like one of the first televised like events that I've been through. It's a good opportunity to like be seen and be recognized, but like you said, another opportunity to like compete and show your skills.
Okay. Well, I'm going to do my best to try to find that game, man, because I certainly like to see you live perform at your highest level for right now. I mean, it'll keep growing, and as you keep growing with football in the state of Georgia, and Jason Senior, I think it's a great thing that you guys are here in Georgia, man, because the competition, like you said, man, it is just phenomenal all over the state, north to south, east to west. It is some competition around, man, and you know, if you're not competing in the state of Georgia, you're not competing. You know.
Yep. And, absolutely, it's a blessing.
Yeah, I know we compete down here in Florida, man, but I know North Carolina, they're turning out some phenomenal quarterbacks. So, yeah, I think you guys are in a good place. I know California did, man, but man, there's so many schools out there in California, man. You kind of get lost.
You can, but there's some constant powerhouses, the Modern Days, who else is in California? Bosco, Sierra Can. There's a few that are traditionally in and out. But yeah, California, Georgia, Texas, Florida, and then you'll have certain, different states will pop out some great players as well. But those you can look to year in and year out, and you're gonna get some phenomenal football being played.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yeah, that's a good thing, man. So looking forward, looking forward to that happening. So as we get you guys ready for that All-Star game, how often are they already practicing now?
Not yet. They typically, how All-Star games work is they kind of cram practice in about the last week. They kind of do a couple, and then they'll do a walkthrough. And because the offenses and defenses are pretty vanilla, which is good in a way because it allows you just to go play loose and play fast because there's not a lot of complexity to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they'll probably get together the last week of December or leading up to that day, and then they'll practice a few times and they'll go out and play. It's amazing, but they get it done.
Yeah, because that game is on a Saturday, right?
Correct.
And
so they'll probably practice a couple days. Excuse me?
Where are they playing?
It'll be at McEachern High School.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm familiar with all that Cobb County stuff, man. I lived in Cobb County for about 10 years.
Yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah,
Smyrna, right?
Yeah, at Cumberland Mall area. That Cumberland Mall area, I live right there.
Yeah, I know what that is.
So, yeah, I know all about, but I just know Atlanta, man. I know Atlanta like the back of my hand.
Yeah, it's great football out here. Great football. Gwinnett plays great football. Cobb plays great football. Atlanta plays great football. If you're in South Georgia, plays great football. If you can play, this is the place to showcase what you got.
Place to showcase, yeah. And the fact that the state championships, man, you get a chance to play in the Mercedes Dome, man. I mean, what bigger venue would you not want to play in other than playing in some place like that?
Sure.
Major games are played there. The Falcons play there. Super Bowl is played there. The Celebration Bowl is played there. So it gives you major opportunity to, experience something at that level.
Right.
So, yeah, I think being where you guys are, you landed in a great place. And I know for the next 5 years, you guys are going to be doing some phenomenal things. So looking forward to it. So, Jason, let me ask you this. I know it might be a little early, but I'm going to just ask. So what are your academic aspirations? What kind of things do you like to study?
I'm a big history type of person.
Get out of here.
So, yeah, I'm a big history type of dude. Like geography, biology, all those types of things I enjoy.
Okay. All right. Well,
yeah, he's a great student. He's definitely a great student.
Okay. And that GPA is what?
4.0.
4.0. Okay.
You got it back up? Okay, it trickled down to like 3.9, 3.8, and then he got the lock back. And it's tough at times during the season, right? Because
Sure.
you got sometimes they practice late, and so he's got to try to squeeze in study. But he tries to use the weekend to really lock in his study. But I'm proud he brought that back up because that's the standard we set, is that 4.0 is important.
Definitely so. And having been in college athletics at Sports Information, I used to promote guys for the academic All-American honors, and I'm proud to say I was able to promote one of my former guys, not only to be All-American, but academic All-American, and
Great.
see him. And now he's the head coach at Bethune-Cookman University, which is where he plays. So yeah, I'm a big fan of the academics. So yeah,
Yes,
that's
sir.
important. You can't get on the field if you can't get in school. And if your grades aren't where they need to be, you won't be doing either one. So yeah, I'm proud of you, man. You keep up the good work in that schoolwork, but that history stuff, man. I mean, it's all, that is very, very broad as far as history goes. And it was not until recent that I got into this sports history, especially football. But
Yeah.
that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. So um, now, what kind of hobbies do you have outside of football? What kind of hobbies do you have, Jason? Do you have any hobbies, things you like to do for just, goofing off?
I mean, I just like going outside. I
Okay.
mean, anything that's like sports related, that's active, like going outside. I feel like I just enjoy all of
Has your
Yeah,
dad
didn't he play
exposed
cricket one time?
it. Yeah.
He's played
Well,
cricket.
I played a couple.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, he played a couple of times with some of the neighbors. They're big cricket players, so they kind of showed him, and he actually wasn't bad.
Yeah, that game kind of confuses me. I don't get it.
It's
I'm
sort of
not a
like
kid.
baseball, but not. But
Yeah,
sort of, yeah. It
yeah.
has elements of baseball in it. Yeah, I don't get
I'm
it either. I'm with you.
you hitting the ball with a paddle and not a bat. I mean,
Right.
padding. I mean, it looks like hockey padding. I mean, I don't dislike the game. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely a cultural thing for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, Jason, has your dad exposed you to the game of horseshoes?
I mean, I heard of it before, but
No. Okay. That's some good hand coordination, eye coordination
Mhm.
stuff, man. Because you got to throw those shoes to try to put it on that
That ring,
stake. Yeah,
the stake. Yeah.
yeah. So I love that game. Have you had any interest in playing a game of golf?
I've never touched a golf club ever. I mean, I've
Okay.
seen it, but I mean that's one thing I want to try in the future, like putt, like anything
Yeah,
like that.
the putt ain't the same, man.
Oh, it isn't.
No, no. That that
He said
that's
it's not the
that's the
same.
watered down version of golf.
Right.
That's
That
for
didn't
fun.
count.
Yeah, that's just for fun. You get on that golf course, and a lot of guys, when they playing the game like myself, we think we're playing the other guy, but the course never loses. The golf course
Mm.
never loses. It beats you up, man, it'll break your heart. That's what it does. But it's all in fun, man. So just finding out what kind of things a guy that's your age, what he likes to do now, because a
And
lot
the
of kids, like
gaming,
I said, they want to
of course.
play video games. When we were growing up, our parents, man, used to make us go outside.
Mhm.
You couldn't stay in the house and play. No, you going outside. Go outside and play. So that was what we did, man. And we had parks where guys filled up the park. So yeah, we did a lot of great things. So well, we've had a good time talking to you guys tonight. And what? Hey, let me ask you this: what did you think about the name when we decided to call you the Thrill, man?
I mean, I know it was from Michael Jackson. I mean, surprisingly enough, I've I've never like heard the song before.
Is that right?
So yeah, I've never heard the song before. That little snippet that you made was the first uh was the first time I ever heard the song. So
Well,
I didn't
well,
know that.
yeah. So that's your music now, man. I mean, because
That's the
when
theme
people hear
song.
that
yeah,
song, they know it's the song for for
for
the, for
me,
the song Thriller, and boom, you are the thrill.
yes
You
sir.
are the thrill. So um, we debated about whether it was going to be the thrill, and my son's like, Dad, we got to drop the Z. He's just Jason Thrill O'Neal. I'm like, okay, man, I'm happy about it because he definitely provides the ammunition for us to be excited about what he does on that football field, man. So, hey, Jason, another thing I noticed, man, and this is kind of an old school thing for me. I noticed how particular, precise, and meticulous you are with the way you dress in your football gear. You got kind of old school look in the way you dress, man. I mean, I like that. I mean, I'm like, okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
your dad taught you that, or you just saw that, and I mean,
Yeah.
how did that happen?
I mean, he taught me like a little bit,
Okay.
like the spat and everything. I mean, my
Oh,
ankles aren't the best, so
you know about
Or
that
at the
spat.
time they weren't. Yeah.
yeah, at the
Yeah.
time they
Yeah.
weren't.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
they
goes
got
back to
better.
obviously you did it, I did it, and so
Oh,
one
man.
thing, even going back to second grade, we always make sure I'm of the Coach Prime ilk. If you feel good, you play good.
That's
And
right.
so, when
If
you
you
when you
look good,
dress
you're
the
gonna play.
part, yeah, absolutely. It's no different than going into a corporate environment and wearing a suit. If you don't look the part, they won't respect you as the part. So
Yeah.
we want to make sure every time he steps on the field, he looks like a football player.
Well, I know one time when I saw you guys in the blue jerseys with the white pants, and you went down to his feet, and he had the long white socks on and with the red shoes, and he was spatted up. I said, man, if he don't look like one of them guys that played at Tennessee State University back in the day, Joe Jefferson Street Joe, who played with Pittsburgh,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
was spat up, man. And it was nothing, as we said back in the day, wasn't nothing more prettier than watching the guy
Yep.
be
Yep.
spatted up, boy.
Absolutely.
You
It was
pretty.
given to me. I gave it to him. It was passed down to me, and I passed it to him. So
Hey.
I'm sure, and we use that as an opportunity because typically I tape him. So that's kind of time where we calibrate and we'll talk about kind of the things that he should maybe look for, and that's kind of our time to kind of lock him into to the game. That's when you kind of know, okay, we're getting ready to get busy because we're spatting up now.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, you do a great job, man. You look good. I mean, everything's nice and crisp and tucked in and neat. And you just, as we said back in the day, Jason, you just look pretty, and that's a compliment, man. When you're looking pretty, well, you're going to play good. And that's what you look like, man. So watching that, and I mean, just the whole thing about what you guys have been doing has been great, Jason. And I'm just excited to be able to watch you guys grow like this. So anything else either one of you want to share with us before we get ready to close this now, man? Because this has been a great thing for us to have you guys on tonight. Anything else you might want to share or want to talk about?
Oh, I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, thank you for giving me this opportunity to come out here on your podcast and share my thoughts with you.
Well, this is another part of the process, man, because as you grow and you get more opportunities to get in front of the media, and you get comfortable with the media, then you're not nervous, and you can express yourself, and this is just another part of that process. A lot of guys won't get this opportunity, but then again, special guys do get opportunities. So this is, I just saw it as a part of a process, and just wanted to make the process available to you. And I think had you not responded to my son, I think when you sent that thing talking about Mr. Kitchens, I'm gonna be in quarterfinal back one day, that grabbed my attention, because I'm like, this guy is sending stuff back to us. I'm like, okay, so now he's on my radar. Now, when we send you something, you respond back, and I think you're responding to me or to my son's stuff just made me feel good about who you are and what you do, man. And that's why I try to send you motivational things, man, to just keep you motivated positively, because you can't get enough motivation.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
So we're just excited. So hey, this kind of brings us to the close of what we're doing. I do have one final question. Do you have any pregame rituals that you guys do every game? It's the same. Do you eat the same meal? Do you put on the right shoe first, the left shoe second? Do y'all have any special rituals that you do before the game, Jason?
I think it's the taping. Like that's
Just
the
the
one
taping?
constant. in every game is the taping, whether it be the feet, the wrists, your turf tape, like
or when you would come down from the stands.
That's true. Yeah.
Or when we would walk down the sideline.
So
Okay.
we and I would come down and we would either pray before the game just for health and just for him to be relaxed and have a great game, and kind of that would be really what we would do consistently.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna leave you with one of my favorite quotes, Jason. It was by probably the greatest college basketball coach that America has ever known, Coach John Wooden, coached at UCLA, 10 straight national championships, 10 straight. One of his favorite quotes was, "Be more concerned about your character than your reputation, because your character is who you is or who you are, and your reputation is who people think you are. And who people think you are is not who you are. So always just be more concerned about your character."
Yes, sir.
So with that being said, Jason, I would just like to say this to you as we get ready to close. By you being on the show tonight, we would like to welcome you to the fraternity known as Quarter Phi Back. Welcome to this brotherhood. And just so you know, you are the youngest member of this fraternity. So when you talk to somebody and tell them you're in a fraternity, they're like, "Man, you got to be in college to be in a fraternity." Say, "No, I'm in Q Phi B." And we're happy to welcome you into our fraternity of black quarterbacks, man. And we'll be getting you your letter and your certificate to make it official. But thank you so very much. We got a couple of other things I'm going to package together throughout between now and spring that we're going to get to you, man, because we want you to always feel like you're part of our family.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, very good. So, guys, thank you again for being on the show tonight. Best wishes. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to you. And, hey, man, you have a good game. Stay safe and be your best.
Likewise. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Hey, you saw it. You heard it. The Thrill. Thrill O'Neal was in the house tonight, and now he is a member of the fraternity, the preeminent fraternity known as Quarter Phi Back, the youngest member, but a member all the same. And we're just happy to have him in the brotherhood. And man, let me tell you, we are just over the moon about this young man, and we're going to do all we can to support him and all he's going to be doing for the next 5 years, because he is going to be something special. Well, that's going to about do it for me tonight here on the Post Route. Again, we'd like to thank our guest tonight, Jason Thrill O'Neal Jr. I'd like to thank his dad, Jason O'Neal Sr. I'd like to thank the O'Neal family for being a part of this young man's life and bringing him along the right way, because we need more young men with people in their lives and family members in their lives to bring them up, groom them right, and keep them on the right path. So we are definitely happy about that. We'd like to thank all our fans, our viewers and supporters of Quarter Phi Back and the Post Route. And as always, I would like to thank my phenomenal crew, Mr. Will Relaford, our photographer extraordinaire, chief photographer. I'd like to thank Mr. Kemal Lazier, our social media director. And I got to thank, as always, the lady that makes this all go, my director and producer, the one, the only, Miss Ronleen Kennedy. Thank you so very much to you guys for keeping me on task and on target, for making this show what it is. And we're going to keep growing. So until next Monday, as we always say, go deep, go for the bomb. Take care. See you next week.